Well, hello everybody.
Hey everybody, how are you?
Well, she's in a bad mood, so you were warned.
I'm kind of moody today, but that is just because my husband's in the hospital again. So um,
Yeah.
please bear with me if I have to like sign off or mute myself during this, take a phone call. Um, that is what's happening.
Okay. And in case you didn't get it from the title, Marc's still angry tonight. This time it's about spiritual teachers that advertise that they can teach you all the clairs.
That makes me angry too, actually.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll explain what that's all about in a minute after the news.
The news, ooh, and he's gonna make fun of me again. So
Yeah,
go ahead.
I really am. This time I really am. We're going to talk about 3 animals. The Aberdeen Angus, as the Americans call it, the Highland Coo, the Kelpie, and the unicorn. And they're all connected because they all come from Scotland, even if only one of them's real. So, what am I going to talk about Highland cows? Well, let me show you rather than tell you.
I got to do a photo shoot with a mini Highland Coo. And I just got the proofs back literally like 10 minutes ago. So this is just one I yanked out of there. I'm excited.
And just so that you clearly understand, that's a man's kilt she's wearing. A man's
It is
kilt.
Not. It is not.
Yes, it is. That's the kind of kilt that American men wear.
No, well, that's even a little short for American men. That was a little short for me, but I ordered a small one. I should have got a medium. Oh, well.
Okay. So, real photos to follow on our website.
Yes, they will. All the ones I pick will be edited and won't have the do not copy on them.
DeviWolfMedium.com. Okay, now, so that was the first animal. And just so you understand, that is a mini cow. Devi really is tiny.
Yes, that is not a full-size cow, trust me.
Yeah, a full-size cow would be about up to the baldness of the top of her head.
Yes. Absolutely,
right.
absolutely.
So the next 2 animals we're combining into one. Now, in case you don't know what you're looking at, these are the Kelpies. Now, the Kelpies are spiritual creatures that date back to the ancient Celts, legends carried forward. They basically present themselves as beautiful, naked, female or male, depending on what sex you are and what your inclinations are. You're walking along the side of a loch and you see this beautiful naked body in the water. You get crazy, you rip your clothes off, you jump in, you embrace them, you start to ride, and then they turn into a horse and you have a real ride. Unfortunately, you get stuck to the back of the horse and they go one way under the water. Okay. The second animal is the unicorn. Now, to come back to this, and I'll come back to what these pictures are in a second. The second animal is the unicorn, which from about the 12th century, we've basically regarded as the national animal of Scotland. Again, a very nice symbolic creature to represent how you're posh and dignified and chivalrous and extra. Now, there's a company in... Okay, let's start from the beginning again. These are 2 statues of the Kelpies, which are approximately 30 metres tall. Only in Scotland could we build horses' heads that are metallic and 30 metres tall. Those are actually lights. I mean, those are street lights standing next to them to give you an idea of the scale of these. They're a major tourist attraction in Scotland if you ever come.
Oh, yes, I do want to see them when I come out there.
Yeah, and they are about 10 minutes drive from where I stay. Mind you, a lot of things are 10 minutes drive from where I stay, but that's another story for another day. Now, there's a company called Iron Brew who produce what's called Scotland's other national drink, and it's a soft drink that outsells Coca-Cola. Only in Scotland could we have a drink that outsells the great American Coca-Cola. And once a year, I think it's the 8th or 9th of April, we have what's called Unicorn Day. Now, Iron Brew have just launched a unicorn flavour of their drink. No idea what it tastes like, haven't tried it yet, and I don't even know if there's a diet-free one, but I'll try and find it and let you know in due course. So Falkirk Council, which is the local government agency that's in charge of the Kelpies, came out with this request for people to come up with ideas to promote the Kelpies to boost tourism. We're not like the Americans where we're trying to drive the tourists away or lock them up in internment camps. We actually want people to come to Scotland.
Let's just not talk about that.
Yeah. So Iron Brew came up with this wonderful idea. They're going to donate 15-foot poles, basically the horns, sticking on the foreheads of the kelpies once a year for National Unicorn Day. Only in Scotland would this be done by but it's not an April Fool. When I first saw it, I thought, oh my God, that's an April Fool.
Right.
Well, it's not. It is quite literally going to be, what you call it?
So this picture is AI, but it's going to be real.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. This is an AI picture of something that is going to be very real. So me being me did what I would always do, and we've written a blog covering the whole story. So let me just share the screen. Share screen. Now, did you know that we even have a blog? I bet you didn't.
Yes, we do have a blog.
Basically, if you go to marcstuartmedium.com/blog, B-L-O-G, in case you couldn't spell the word blog. Now, I'm only showing you the one, oh no, there we go. So as you can see, we've got lots of articles on lots of different topics. And let me just come back up to the top. There's our nice blog entry.
And it's funny read, actually. So go and enjoy it.
Yeah. So you can see the same picture. This is the actual advert that Iron Brew have done.
Your dad's at the glue factory. My name's Kelly, and I'm a unicorn tier farmer for Iron Brew Extra's new legendary flavours. We practice traditional techniques here to get the tears flowing. There's your classic slagging. You're just a trumped-up horse with a horn. No one believes in you, and your teeth are massive. But we also collect tears flow here. You could do a shampoo ad with that. Everyone wants to ride you. Your horn's looking big. And when all else fails, we bring out the tearjerkers. Titanic. Classic. That's it, Jack. Down you go. No room for you. Delicious. Tastes like rainbows and joy. We Stardust is one of our best at greeting. Get it out, you big pink donkey.
Only in Scotland could we have.
Only in Scotland. I've got to know what that sounds, what that tastes like, though. Yes.
Now, in case you wanted to know what the human side of the Kelpie looks like,
the female Kelpie.
Yeah. Well, I am male. I mean,
she's got clothes on, though. Kelpies aren't supposed to have clothes on.
Come on. I mean, but we can only go so far without losing our life. And Iron Brew are famous for their adverts. So here, it also, along with the article, is a collection of some of their adverts. Let me just fast forward it a wee bit. Oh yeah, this one was a brilliant one. So it gives you an idea of the style of these adverts. Every time they bring one out, everybody in Scotland sits and watches commercial television until they've seen the advert or sees it on YouTube.
That's great.
Anyway, let's get back to the main topic. Enough
to the main topic and why Mark is angry and why I'm angry too today.
Right, let's start at the beginning. Does anybody not know what a clair is?
A clair, like clairvoyance, that kind of a thing.
Well, let's get a wee bit more confusing because
Well,
Claire
that's just the one that most people have heard of. That's all.
no. I was going to say my very first girlfriend when I was 12 was called Claire.
No.
She gave me my first slurpy kiss. There you are. You heard it. You heard it all here.
You heard it here.
But that's not the Claire word. I'm sorry, Claire, if you're watching. I apologize. 48 years later, I apologize. Right. Basically, a Claire is a method of communication. Now, there are 12 Claires. Not going to read them all out just now, but it's largely irrelevant because they're just names for the different ways that spirit communicate with us. Now, most mediums have 2, 3, 4 Claires. Most people that we train that have mediumship experience come in and they say, oh, I've got this Claire and I've got that Claire. And I sit with them and I say, oh, by the way, you've also got X, Y, Z because you're, I mean, the classic one is they're moving their hands around and I can see very quickly because spirit do it to me. And I don't think there is a Claire for that one.
There isn't.
Yeah, but that's another methodology that spirit will communicate. Anyway, put that aside. You see it all the time, particularly American mediums that are competing with us and trying to do training. They advertise, come and I'll teach you clairvoyance, or I'll teach you clairsentience, or I'll teach you. And
I will teach you. No, it's even better than that. Is I will teach you all of the clairs.
Yeah. And then you get people approaching us when we do our advertising. Like we ask them 2 basic questions. What's your level of experience? So that we know how to talk to them when they come to a circle. And what do you want to achieve? The number of people that say, oh, I want to learn this specific Clair. It doesn't work that way.
You get what you get. You can't have everything. There's no one who has all of them. I
mean, no offense to people with disabilities, but it's like saying to a blind man, I'm going to teach you how to see. It just doesn't work. Oh, by the way, I almost ran a blind man over yesterday. Yeah, seriously. This happened yesterday. I parked my car at the traffic lights. The traffic lights turned from red to green. Now, we're nowhere near anywhere. This is not a traffic lights that you can cross the road at. This is not a pedestrian crossing. This is actually one of the busiest roads in Pennycook where my reading room is. That's where I was driving to at the time. So my foot is about to go on the pedal. And then this man appears at the passenger. Now remember, we drive on the right-hand side. So my wheel's on the right-hand side of the car. So the passenger arrives on the passenger. The man, I didn't know he was blind at this point, bumps against the car, on the left-hand side on the passenger window. So, of course, I immediately put the brake on, thank God, because he very quickly then goes round the front of the car, feels his way along the car. I mean, I had my suspicions at this point, all the way in front of me, and then straight over, and he's got a white stick, and clearly is blind.
Right.
But, I mean, the man appeared out of nowhere. If he had been 2 seconds later, I would have been traveling at accelerating from 0 to. I'm doing a right-hand turn, so I wouldn't have got above 20 miles an hour. But I drive.
Well, that's enough. That's.
I don't drive an SUV, but it is a 4-wheel drive heavy-duty car. It's not a full SUV though. I mean, I would have killed him. I would have flattened him. So thank God to spirit. I don't know why. I just suddenly felt the urge not to accelerate, and then of course to make things worse, a full SUV Range Rover pulls up behind me. The traffic lights then change from green to red. So
right. So you've been sitting there, right? Yeah.
Yeah, because I've been sitting there. Okay, I could probably have pulled it off and just put my foot down. And this car's coming down the hill, thinking that I'm going to pull away, hooting his horn at me because I'm not moving. And then, anyway, we get distracted, but it does illustrate the point. I could teach that man how to safe. Well, I don't have a clue how to teach him because I'm not. But I mean, I'm being sarcastic. I could teach the man don't cross the road there because it's going to kill. Somebody's going to kill you. But I couldn't teach him how to see because it's like somebody coming to us and saying, "I want to learn how to do clear audio." Right. Have you ever heard spirit? No. And why do you think spirit? Why do you think you're going to suddenly hear spirit? Well, because you're going to teach me how to do it. But
I would not. I'm very clairaudient, always have been from very young age. I would have no idea how to teach somebody how to do it.
yeah, exactly. Because you can't.
Yeah.
I mean, you have
You either have it or you don't.
You have a maximum of 5 clairs that you work with, or let's just say a maximum of 5 ways that spirit work with you. And most people, including me, it's 4. I mean, for me, it's clairvoyance, because I see it in my mind. I see images in my mind. What's the other one? Oh, hold on.
Clairsentience.
Yeah, clairsentience.
When you just know things.
Just rapidly know things.
Clairaudience. When you hear things.
Whatever the hands are moving about, and the ability.
I don't know what that's called, but it's a touch thing. A physical touch.
I physically feel things and I move bits of my body around.
Mm-hmm.
And I discovered actually that I've got another one that I didn't actually realize that there was a name for it, but spirit put things into my head and I'm able to work things out. And I teach people that is when I do try to teach people how to do. God, what one was that called again?
I don't remember. It had some strange name.
Yeah.
It wasn't a Claire. It didn't start with Claire.
I did actually. Hold on.
Oh, it did?
Yeah, give me 2 seconds. Entertain the ladies and gentlemen for 2 seconds.
Entertain. Well, let me entertain you. Oh, Lordy, I haven't thought about that song in a million years. He is looking. I thought you had that list up.
It is. It's Clair Intellect.
Clair Intellect. Okay.
Yeah, actually, let's put the list up. Bear with me for a second. Let me just... There. Let's share the screen again. Share screen. There we go. So there's the full list.
All right.
12 of them. So
sentience, claircognizance,
clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, claircognizance. That's the one that I've got.
Yeah.
Clairaliance,
clairscent is smelling. I've done that before, but it's only my grandfather's pipe smoke.
Claireloquence.
Claireloquence, to communicate intuitively, to channel clear, precise messages from spirit without interference.
Yeah. Anyway, there you go. There's the complete list. You saw it here with us tonight. So let's get back to being angry, because I haven't shouted enough tonight.
Go ahead and shout.
Yeah, what really annoys me are the mediums that say they can teach you all of that. When you see an advert saying, I'm going to teach you clair empathy, you can't teach the clairs. And why are they doing it? Are they delusional? No, they're con artists. Mm-hmm. What do I mean by con artists? Well, they're guaranteeing to teach you something that they can't, and it's a con trick. It's people running circles that don't know how to run circles, and they're going to teach you a clair every week. So there you are. There's 12 circles that you've got to pay up for before.
Right. I
mean, circles are practice. You just go and you practice whatever talent you've got. And yes, you get guidance and development. That's absolute. That's what the circle leaders do. That's what Devi and I do. But it's basically, it's like going to the gym. You know, you're going to go there and you're going to do weightlifting. You're not going to go there and sit and read a textbook about muscle development.
Right. Absolutely.
And that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to sell you a textbook approach to learning. Okay. Well, I think we
both hate them. So what else would you?
Yeah, absolutely. When I say I hate, I mean I
can't play devil's advocate there. You know.
I absolutely loathe these adverts. And if you're gullible enough to go and pay somebody to do that, just ask yourself a question. Have you ever had any experience with that specific clair? If you do, then okay. Go and get the training in it. But if you haven't, don't waste your time. Don't waste your money. And also ask if that... Contact the medium and say, do you experience that clair yourself? If they say yes, then okay. I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt and go and get the training from them. But if go and have a look at their website, if they've got a course for each of the 12 clairs, don't go near them with a barge pole.
Stay away, because
Unless
they
it's,
can't.
unless it's 15 foot long and it's on a horse's head. Now that's different. 30-meter tall kelpie unicorns allowed.
There you go.
Okay, I think that about covers it for tonight. Unless
That
anybody's
about
got any
covers it, I
questions.
think.
Okay, so let's just run through the usual.
The
where to find us.
usual watch us, subscribe, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. If you'd like to get a newsletter about what we do and all the rest of it, marcstuartmedium.com/newsletter. Please, if wherever you're watching us, follow us, subscribe to us, give us a like, give us a comment. But bearing in mind that this video, because it's streamed, will be deleted on Facebook in 30 days. I get an email every day now, every week, telling me your live video from 4 weeks ago is
I
going
get them too.
Yeah. So YouTube, that's where to find us. Scottish Medium. Nice, simple, 2 words, Scottish Medium. Now, we said that we teach people mediumship. If you would like to come along to a circle and experience it for yourself, calendly.com / Marc Stuart Medium / open-circle-workshop.
When is the next one, Mark?
Oh, I think it's this Sunday, actually.
This Sunday?
I may be wrong. But the dates, the dates are in Calendly.
Okay.
Okay. I think that's about it.
That's all the things.
Yeah, the rest of it we can give a miss.
The rest of it, you know about the walks and you know about all the things.
Yeah. Oh, yes. I suppose I should have done this in the news, but I have already done a news bit on this. But let me show you my new toy.
Oh, yes. He got the drone.
Yes, I got the drone. I haven't.
He hasn't even opened it yet. He won't open it until he gets his license, so he can actually go out and play with it.
Correct. I'm studying that tomorrow, Friday, and I'm hoping to have my license by Saturday, so that when my wife Ying and I go and film our next video walk, and I don't know where it's going to be, but it's going to be somewhere nice and open that I can play around with my drone.
Of course.
And it'll
just try an empty field first.
Yeah, there's plenty of those where I stay. There's actually a nice big nature reserve where we stay, so we might take it there, or I'll know where we could go. The House of Bins. Yeah, we'll go for a walk at the House of Bins. Okay.
Whatever that is.
Very, very historical. It's not a castle, but mansion. And it has... it's actually a horror story. The man that haunts it on a horse was a butcher. Everybody thinks of Greyfriars Bobby, the movie from Walt Disney, with the cute little doggy whose master died and slept every night in his grave. What they don't know is that graveyard has had several large pits in it. This would be about 200 years before Greyfriars Bobby. And this was the governor of Scotland appointed by the king. And he used to round up Covenanters. That was a religious sect in Scotland that nobody really liked. And they put them in those pits and let them starve to death. Wow. So and we're not talking about a couple, we're talking hundreds, if not a couple.
Lots, yeah. Ugh.
Yeah.
Creepy.
Anyway, so we might go, so anyway, the House of Bins was his house. So, and he's supposed to haunt it on his horse at night. Now, I'm not going to go and fly my drone at night, but
he's not ready for that much yet.
I'm not ready for that, but we might go and
we'll get there later. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, nobody's come forward for reading this week, so I suppose farewell. It's been nice chatting.
Goodbye.
We'll be back.
We will see you next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday.
And next Wednesday, Mark's not angry anymore.
No, yes, I am. We've got one more. We've got one more talk with me being angry. Then we're doing a new stream of 6 videos on feminism in spiritualism.
Yes.
And don't think we're going to cover what you're expecting. Did you know that there was a woman medium who stood for the presidency in the United States
Yes.
and financed the campaign by donations for P4 readings.
Yes.
We're going to tell that story in one of the six talks.
True fact.
So it's been a pleasure. See you next week.
Bye.